we've been reporting for weeks on the strange priorities of the globalist class to make us give up meat and dairy products and switch to eating locusts and crickets instead. Usually we attribute this to Klaus Schwab, the sinister Teutonic megalomaniac hiding in plain sight as a sinister Teutonic megalomaniac. And so we usually do it in a Germanic accent. You will eat the bugs. But maybe we should switch to doing it in an upper-class English accent. I say, old boy, you should eat the bugs. Because it turns out it's the British government that is running the pilot program for the new human diet. And you'll love this. They're trying it out on the Africans first. It was the late Zimbabwean strongman, Robert Mugabe, who famously called Tony Blair, quote, the gay gangster leading the gay government of the gay United Gay Kingdom, and accused him of a plot to spread homosexuality throughout the Commonwealth. There's not a lot of evidence of a UK campaign to spread homosexuality throughout the Commonwealth, although it might explain why tax rates have to stay at 45%, the cost of all that gay outreach in the South Sandwich Islands and Lesotho. But instead, it turns out we're spreading insects throughout the Commonwealth, starting with caterpillar soup for Zimbabwean school children. In a healthier media climate, the news that the great white bwana is feeding caterpillars to African moppets would be the sort of thing they'd be tearing down statues over. But all you hear are crickets. Crickets being sautéed and served on a bed of cockroach paste. Natalie Winters broke this story in the National Pulse, and she joins us now. I can't... The white man, he's not done with Africa. He's now actually launched a pilot program to get the black man to eat insects. Is that correct, Natalie?
Somehow, in the name of equality, I think every time that I come on this program, I'm talking about some other random thing that should not be consumed by humans being pushed on us by the globalist elite, whether it's gummy bears, wind turbines. Now, of course, we have insects. But what's so interesting about these two grants that the British government authorized is that it's not just about getting African children to quite literally eat worms and crickets and caterpillars and other insects that I hopefully never have to eat in my life, but it's the actual studies that they want to do with the children. For example, in Zimbabwe, with nearly 300,000 pounds, they were going to feed a group of kids worms and then feed another group of kids a different type of porridge that didn't consist of worms and compare them and see who performed better in school using worms as the variable. And what's the craziest part about all this, too? You talk about how the mainstream media refuses to report on this. Well, that's a given. But there was one article about it, to their credit, in The Guardian. But it's almost worse because the way The Guardian covered it, they praised it. They made it sound like it was an amazing program that was, bringing eco-friendly diet alternatives to Africa. Really, really just mind-blowing.
Yeah, so basically the Guardian's line is, these lucky Zimbabwean kids, if only kids in Britain and America and France and Germany could enjoy the benefits of this terrific diet.
You're exactly right. And what's really concerning for us in the West is that a lot of the so-called experts that The Guardian quoted in this article was talking about how the research that they were conducting in Africa would have applications in the West, encouraging people like you and me to eat insects to help offset our, carbon footprints and you name it. So even though what's going on in Africa is particularly horrible, like I said, treating these poor children, which they actually single out that they want to focus on poor children as really lab rats in a study about eating insects. Don't be, too flippant, because who knows? Because they want to use the findings of the study to help push an insect-friendly diet on the rest of us.